Stay away from that good ding ding, okay? Get you some mediocre and get.
Hi everyone, welcome to Shimmer Girl Talks. Today's topic, and I know you've seen it before, why doesn't potential work for Black women? A lot of times when you see topics on this and it's suggested that, Black women choose a man based on his potential, you see how startled and appalled these women look. And one reason why it's impossible for Black women to pick men with potential is because their potential picker is broken. Now, why is it broken, Shimmer Girl? Well, if you ever watch the Kendra G show and you listen to these women and what they're looking for in a man, typically it's not, what I'm looking for, a decent man to settle down with, and, he's family oriented and he's this and he's that. Typically, they say a whole lot of superficial foolishness, mumble jumble. Now, nothing wrong with having, your preferences and stuff like that. But when it comes to looking for a good man, a family-oriented man, husband material, you're not going to say things like, I want him to have a big eggplant with a curve so it can be hitting my wall as he's getting it in. Or, and some of the other things that a lot of these women say. A lot of these women, from what I've seen, even in real life, they base a man's, whether or not he's a good man, on his swag, the car he drives, the kind of clothes he wears, how he puts it down in the bedroom. Meanwhile, women of other races are looking at the character of the man. And I'm not saying that Black women don't look at the character, but there's a reason why the single motherhood rate is high within our community. There's a reason why you have a lot of women of a certain age, educated, they have all the bells and whistles, the credentials that they have, the house, the car, money in the bank, but they can't find a man to settle down with. It's not that they can't get a man to settle down with, but a lot of these women have standards, and a lot of the standards are superficial. And I'm going to eventually go into a separate video about this, about the sisterhood. I don't want to really put it into this video. I want to keep it strictly why potential doesn't work for Black women. And what I was about to say briefly was, if you want a husband, good man, will love you, love the children that he creates with you, you have to get out the sisterhood. Point blank, period. But that's another topic. Potential does not work for Black women because they are not picking based on a man's character and qualities of what makes a man a man. A lot of these women are looking at man solely for his wallet. Again, like I said, I notice a lot of what they want sexually in a man. And if that's all you're looking for, then you shouldn't be upset if that's all he can give you. It's just some eggplant and nothing more. And I've said this on this my channel before. I was coming out of the bathroom at work one day. This is on my current job. And it was some young ladies. It was two of them. I was either coming out or going in. I can't remember the order now. But these women didn't know them from Eve. And one of them said, yeah, broke ninjas have the best D. And y'all saw that I posted. I'm going to see if I remember to post it here. One of those Braxton sisters said, stay away from that meaty, no, what did they say? Stay away from that. She said, stay away from that good ding ding. She said, get you some mediocre ding ding. And it's unfortunate that so many Black women pursue relationships based on what a man can do to her body. And that's one reason why we do have this high single mother rate, because a lot of them are not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about the outcome of this man making my body feel good. And then a lot of times children come out of that. Then they're stuck with the kid, and that man is nowhere to be found. So potential does not work for Black women because, well, first of all, they don't want it to work for them. They would rather, chase men. They don't choose men based on what other women choose their men on. Is he going to be a good husband? Is he going to be a provider? And see, and here's the thing with so many women in our community. They want the good husband, the provider, the coverer, and all of that after the children with Pookie, Ray Ray, Tyrone, Chad, Brad, all these other irresponsible type men. Then that's when you hear Black women talking about, okay, well, I want a good husband now. Instead of trying to get that husband before the children. And real quick, this is anecdotal. A friend of mine, she's from another country. And years ago, she was in school, and there was a young lady. She was the only woman in her class with a husband. And she was telling me how, the women kind of looked at her, because she looked young, I guess. She had to have been around 40 at that time, so this was quite a few years ago. And so they were kind of surprised that she had a husband and this, that, and the other. And so she said she asked one of the young ladies who had 4 children, I don't know by how many different men, and she helped this young woman out a lot financially, giving her rides, stuff like that. And she said, why would you have children and no husband? And so I told my friend at the time, I said, well, see, you can ask that because you're another culture. I said, but if I ask that, who you think you is? You ain't perfect, And the woman just happened to tell her, well, just things happen. Well, things aren't just happening, especially in this day and age when 30 years ago, 20 or so years ago, I was talking about this and we're still having this discussion, and it's even worse. They're talking like the single motherhood rate in the Black community is at 80% now. So this is done intentionally, whether these women want to admit to it or not, but that's another topic, and I've already done a similar topic. So bottom line, the reason why so many women in our community they seem stricken when you suggest them picking a man on potential, they can't do it because, number one, they're already kind of doing it, but they're just doing it from a superficial standpoint. Oh, he good in the bed. He got a big whatever. He drive a Charger. And then that's how they pick the potential. They're not going deep. They're not doing a deep dive into what a good man is. And I said what I said. So check out my other videos. Let me know what you think. Can Black women pick potential like any other race? Or is it mostly from a superficial standpoint? And I will talk to you later. Bye.